All right, y'all. So in this video, we are going to analyze Charlotte. We're going to talk about a lot of things regarding her. We're going to talk about how she displays strength and weakness, love and fight, humility and boldness. She is so multifaceted. She's probably my favorite character in the film, and I'm so happy to analyze her with y'all. All right, y'all, let's discuss the ways that she's a giver. She's doing a lot of running around at the wedding and is telling Alice to relax. She was overseeing the wedding preparations down to the last detail because the wedding was important to her. Everything had to be just right. The wedding wasn't about her, but she felt so blessed to help it be all that it needed to be. She also was grateful to be able to do it since she never got to throw her son a wedding. The Lord knows how to give us the desires of our hearts, even if the way we receive the desire isn't what we originally planned or pictured. All right, y'all, let's transition to talking about some symbolism. Now, let's start off by talking about her name. I read that in Hebrew, her name means free woman. We know that she doesn't always feel free in her mind due to the disease, nor does she have a free and open relationship with her son, but she is a free spirit and she accepts Jesus Christ who sets us free. Her name also means womanly. When I think of the word woman, I think of someone who is mature, wise, and who conducts herself with class and dignity. Charlotte shows class and self-control even when backed into a corner to sell her shares. Warrior, she's a fighter until she feels that she has nothing left to fight for. Her name also means loyal in love and friendship. In one scene, she asks Alice, "Have I been good to you?" because she wants to ensure that she's been a good and loyal friend. Number 5, a person who does not tolerate betrayal and lies. She does not tolerate betrayal and lies from anyone, including her son, which leads me to a final meaning for her name. Army. The fight in her can cause her to seem like she's an army all by herself, but no man or woman is an island, no matter how much money you have. We all need favor, and we all need friends. Her character and her loyalty to her friends, Nick and Alice, allowed for them to favor her and to come through for her when she needed them the most. It is sad, however, that she had to call on them due to her own son betraying her. All right, y'all, so colors. I did see the colors blue and yellow throughout this film a lot. I saw blue in her clothes and also, the color of her car. Yellow, she wore yellow outfits, and I just feel like she was always surrounded by the color yellow, whether her brooches were yellow or gold, or, her outfits were yellow, or she was surrounded by yellow roses. Like even in the first scene, in the wedding, the flowers were yellow. I didn't share anything in this video about the color yellow, but in this slide, I do talk a little bit about the color blue. So if you guys would like to pause right here and just read that, and also share your views as well on the color blue in this film. Also, y'all, the name of the film is called The Family That Prays. Do y'all think that Charlotte prays in any way? Usually when we think of predators, we think of people who are doing like really bad things, but I don't know. Charlotte, maybe she preys on the weak as well, but in a good way because she's always looking for people to help or great things to do. So maybe she seeks out those opportunities. Maybe that's the way that she preys on the weak. Charlotte never wore a ton of jewelry aside from the gold she was wearing with her Sean John. But when she did wear jewelry, it was simple, classy, and never stole the show. One piece of jewelry, however, could be seen on multiple outfits. Her brooch. Now, brooches are usually made of some strong material with value that will stand the test of time, much like Charlotte. They can appear stylish and are designed to fasten or hold things together. I believe their ability to fasten things reflects Charlotte holding her own life together by continuing in such a way that no one was aware of her disease. With 3 divorces and with a scheming son who was neither open to receiving from nor showing love to her, Charlotte was still able to get up every morning, maintain her position and power, and look like she was keeping or holding it together. Also, her brooches display her wealth. They may be antiques, and therefore things that can't possibly lack financial value. A reminder to us that she's passing down generational wealth. Charlotte was wearing black throughout the film and on the day that she redeemed herself in the boardroom. Black symbolized the death or the bringing down of all that William was doing, and was also foretelling of her own death. Charlotte put William in his place, which in her own words was not in his father's chair. That was her final victorious moment. In stopping her son from continuing to destroy lives, she was putting the brakes on and counseling what her own husband, William's father, did. Through William's father came the sins of adultery and preying on the weak. Charlotte even mentions that, her ex-husband tried to get her to convince Alice to sell a property that Alice had, but Alice refused. So her husband, William's father, probably assumed that someone of Alice's own gender could sweet talk Alice into selling. An example of Charlotte's husband preying on what he assumed could be a weak spot for Alice and an opportunity for himself. Charlotte's ex-husband trying to use Charlotte to sweet talk Alice into selling is another example of Charlotte being foundational to accomplish a means. All right, y'all, let's talk about how she is multifaceted. In which ways do we see her displaying confidence and strength, but also human weakness? She's powerful in her physical stance and body language, but also in the material means that she holds. When Abby advises that their bank won't front them any further capital, Charlotte responds with, "It was our wealth that established them as the force they are, and they said no." In these lines, she's mentioning her wealth and also expressing that she felt the sting of betrayal. She did for them and needed them, but they were no longer there for her. Then, because she began feeling weak, she threatened to transfer her assets to another bank. Weak people have nothing in their arsenals besides threats. I don't think she's weak overall, but in that moment, she was certainly defeated. But if she was feeling pride in those moments, she didn't remain in pride, but instead relented and gave up her shares for the sake of the company, because at that point things were much bigger than her. Though it went unstated, we all know that any company eventually becomes bigger than the founder because there are lots of others to consider. There could have been a lot of careers at stake had she not sold her shares. Charlotte was someone who thought of others. In making the tough choice to sell her shares, she considered her employees and their families. Being strong is hard to do, but Charlotte is one strong girl and one tough cookie. Perhaps she even considered the shares and the company to be her baby. Like most people, there are lots of sides to Charlotte, and in one scene, she says in a hearty tone, "Alice, I can go with the flow." She should be neither underestimated nor put in a box. Noting that, let's talk about another moment of strength, her chat with Jillian. We know that she doesn't give Jillian proper acknowledgement in the wedding scene, but instead repeatedly responds with dismissive utterances. She feels that Jillian is scum and doesn't care to speak to her, nor to even allow Alice to linger in her presence. She goes so far as to call Jillian dreadful. She doesn't want to be around Jillian at all, and when Jillian shows up at her house, she tells her, "You are here in my rose garden and without calling." Jillian and her unannounced visits were not welcome in Charlotte's home nor in her personal, most intimate spaces. However, Jillian came with a major problem. It's natural for a woman to call upon her mother-in-law when the woman's significant other is misbehaving, so Jillian reached out to Charlotte. It's apparent that she had maintained some level of respect for Charlotte, and possibly even had a desire to have a relationship with her. She knew that Charlotte had a heart, mentioning early on that Charlotte paid for her and William's son to attend a private preschool, the prestigious Whitmore Academy. She informed Charlotte of William's adultery, and to Charlotte's surprise, Jillian is crying. Charlotte, being of a strong, sound mind, knows how the game is played. She understands that people often maliciously use others for personal gain, which was her reason for thinking that Jillian married William to get out of that old trailer park. So, although she doesn't show a ton of emotion, she is pleased to see that Jillian does actually love her son. Now, maybe Charlotte was just eager to be of help because she's great like that. Perhaps she had empathy for Jillian, gratitude that someone truly loved her son, or maybe she felt both empathy and gratitude. I personally feel that she felt both of these things. I also feel that she had been hoping for a moment of being approached as the mother that she is, so that she could pour a mother's love, interest, and wisdom into someone who actually wanted to receive it. I think she wanted that soft, motherly side of her to finally be seen, appreciated, and sought after. But Charlotte, who did not previously welcome Jillian into her space, welcomed her into an intimate space when she told her to sit down and gave her advice on how Cartwright men work. She also gave her a rose. You can't be in Charlotte's personal space and not walk away without her having left you with something, even if it's an imprint. You can't be in the center of Charlotte's rose garden and not walk away with a rose or smelling like roses. But she stated that Cartwright men wonder, and that they have to be the kind of women who stay a few steps ahead. As you guys can see from the note I left, I'm not fond of the first half of this sentence, but this statement is also a nod to the fact that Charlotte likes to use her brain, her mind, which she is kind of losing due to the dementia. Charlotte's heart was not hard. She was wise and was not completely closed off to Jillian, which is why she was able to interact with and impart into Jillian the way she did. Because she was open with Jillian, Jillian was open as well to giving her something, which was knowledge of what William was up to and had been planning for a while. She asked Alice along on a road trip. They'd be like Oprah and Gail, she says. Later in the film, she tells a guy that their names are Thelma and Louise. She shows her joking side when saying these things, but one might wonder if she sometimes wished she lived a life other than her own. She's vulnerable with Alice. She can laugh with Alice, but can also talk with her about serious matters that are concerning for her. My child isn't speaking to me because I didn't promote him, she says, showing emotion. Don't let my son put me away. In these statements, she's further showing human weakness and showing that no man is an army. Alright, y'all, so we have a bonus. Do y'all see any significance in Alice and Charlotte sharing a grandson? Also, do y'all see any significance in Charlotte dying without knowing that Christopher is her grandson? Personally, I feel that had she have known that Christopher was her grandson, that would have brought more shame to her over William's actions and may have caused her to sink into a deeper depression. Alright, y'all, thanks for watching. I want to ask y'all to please share your thoughts of this video, like and subscribe if you would like to. I mean, I would definitely like for you to. Share in the comments, whether you agree or disagree with the things that I said about Charlotte. And let me know, how you feel about Charlotte. Also, y'all, please take the time to answer the bonus questions, comment in the comment section so that we can continue the conversation. All right, I love y'all. God bless, and I'll speak with y'all soon.